What up, everybody? It is Pardon the Ignorance podcast, fucking take 3.
Hello, friends.
It's been, we've been on a little bit of a hiatus here. Unfortunately, we've been recording. We just haven't been posting. Shit's been going on. People, mistakes have been made. People have been lazy.
Clusterfucks and fuck ups. That's the name
Lots
of the pod
of clusterfucks. This week, Dave and I are joined by our friend Chris, who is starting to take on his ancestral form. Bro, you need to eat something.
Yeah, I know.
I just saw that too.
Like, yeah, everybody this week, you might not recognize Chris with the sunken eyes and all that, but dude, you look like a fucking malnourished pit bull. What's going on?
How's it been, buddy?
I'm doing good.
Yeah?
Yeah, better than the last couple of days.
Yeah, that's good. Well,
Johnson injected him and he's been out for a few days. No? Okay.
He's I don't even know what we're doing right now, I'll be honest. What we do want to talk about is, Chris, you got some good news you want to share about your car, or can you talk about that or no?
Yeah, sure. Thinking about, pretty much decided that I'm going to get the new charger and am getting one that's already here. I was talking to Bobby about this issue earlier, and Bobby didn't know anything about it either.
Yeah.
As far as actually ordering one, you would have to wait about 9 months before the car actually gets here because the cars do not have computer chips.
And that's not even guaranteed from what I was reading. Those 9 months.
It's actually not. It's affecting the business I work in as well. Tremendously.
I believe it.
Well,
yeah, so
I thought Chris was like, when Chris explained it to me, I'm like, oh man, they saw him coming. I thought his people were better negotiators. I was like, yeah, of course, the car that he really wants, that they have to wait, and it's more paperwork for them to get it over here. No, man, we already have one here in Germany. Why don't you just take that? Because it already has all the documents and everything that you need. So that's all I thought that they were pushing. So I was like, let me Google this shit. I Google it, and like I was telling Chris in our tech, it's not just the auto industry. Like, it blew my mind. It's fucking everything that requires a chipset, like computers, fucking cell phones. Like, if you need something, fucking go out and get it right now if they have it in stock. If not, good luck, because this is just the beginning from what I've been reading on certain things.
It is, and it's suppliers not being able to basically meet the demand.
No,
it's a lot of behind the scenes stuff. We actually had to send out surveys to some of our suppliers for the chips we use for different airplane parts, because we had to see how much they had on backstock, what delays they were going to have. And let me tell you, those surveys did not look good. So, it's not looking good for the long haul, at least from the things I've seen, a year and a half for a shortage. So that's a good amount of time, really. You think about it, you know? So
yeah,
looks like we'll be riding the bicycles like they always wanted anyways. Let me ask you guys something. So I think we're all pretty good friends here. How well do you have to know someone, or be close to, or love someone to give them an unprompted FaceTime call? Meaning it's not a planned FaceTime call. You just had to know where to call them FaceTime. Like, I
have no problem with that. I've done that to you.
Yeah, but here's the difference. Like, are you comfortable doing it? Like,
yeah.
Like, okay, good. I
do FaceTime. I use FaceTime all the time.
Yeah, but
like I only use WhatsApp with you guys. The rest of the time it's fucking FaceTime or actual iMessage.
Yeah.
I don't use WhatsApp ever.
But like, if it's like, say it's like 10 o'clock at night, I'm gonna call Chris, be like, hey, what's up, buddy? And like, he's sitting there and you can see the veins in his neck and his eyes sunken in. And it's gonna be weird.
If you're stroking, you better not answer. If so, turn the fucking camera around so we can see that face.
Who would you answer?
What if it's Bobby then, or Dave? What if it's one of you two? Then of course I'm answering. It's more motivation.
Like I could care less.
Like, would you answer? Would you ever answer? Like, I would be so upset that the FaceTime call came in and interrupt what I'm looking at. You know, like think about it. Like if you're close, do you keep it popping? Like you may not answer the call, but you keep it popping.
I answer and I keep it popping. You don't see. You only see from fucking chest up, bro.
No, I don't think so. I'm gonna put it up high.
Actually, yeah, I'll do it. I'll have like a fucking what are those? A gimbal, and I'll just be like
making like weird, like continuous eye contact.
Oh, what is that? I think a fly flew by.
Because I'm not hanging up. I'm gonna stay on it. I'm gonna ride it through.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm hanging up. I'm thinking Chris is hanging up, but I'm not hanging up.
I'll make direct eye contact. I don't give a fuck.
Do you have your grandchild there tonight, Chris?
No.
No, that's disappointing. I'll be honest. I was hoping for some sounds. Can you get Pam to make some sounds?
He's been trying. It don't work.
Oh, it's a dark hallway. All right, so we're just kidding. We're kidding. So, how's you guys' meditation going? Good, Chris? I mean, you, buddy. Well, that's what I'll be talking about.
What meditation?
You guys to fix your marriage or whatever.
Oh my God. And it starts.
Mediation.
I've been gone for like 3 weeks.
No. It's not mediation. It's literally meditation, where somebody comes in and sits with them and they all hold their fingers like this. And they all go to a deep, dark place to try to find out what the real cause of the issues are. They don't need to talk it out anymore. They've already talked it out. They need to actually get down to the soul and find out where that love is gone missing. Buddy, you told me we could.
That I've missed the last 3 weeks. Thank you. Thank you very much.
No, but everything is going good for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Did Pam take the Johnson & Johnson well?
She actually did not have anything.
Okay. Or as I like to call it, did she take the
so
two
wait,
Johnsons
so she didn't
well?
feel Johnson & Johnson? No wonder you guys are having problems. No, I'm just kidding. Sorry.
Sometimes I call it 2 Johnsons. So did she take the 2 Johnsons?
That was bad.
Hold on, I gotta mark this mark so I know at what time when Chris tells us he's gonna start watching it, what time to wait for we get the messages. You dickheads. You dickheads. So the last couple of weeks, last week, actually me and Bobby did a social distance podcast at his place, but were some technical issues on that one. And then the week before that, David completely dropped the fucking ball on that one and recorded it to the wrong spot and couldn't send it anymore. So yeah. So
wait, you usually check before we start rolling. Did you check today?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I made sure I recorded it to the correct place. Yeah.
Okay, that's
what took that little pause at the beginning. So if somebody catches the video, they'll see me go like this. That's me looking on the thing. So yeah, so it is what it is. Yeah, man. So besides that, I think the coronavirus is letting up here a little bit in Germany, and we're getting some of our things back. You guys got any plans to go into the outside restaurants or anything since they're opening up?
I didn't know they were opening.
Yeah, they're going to be opening this weekend. Beer gardens outside.
I thought it was only for people with that have recovered or
nope, it's everybody.
No, it's everybody.
Yeah.
Oh, but just beer gardens though.
Beer gardens, no, restaurants. Outside restaurants.
Yeah, outside restaurants. Yeah.
Yeah. But that's definitely better than it's been. I mean, there's something magical about a beer in a beer garden. Just my opinion.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, that's never been really our scene anyway. So
are you going to pick up your you planning on picking up your old secondary job, your old standby? No plans. Okay.
I have no idea. It depends. It depends.
I mean, you did pretty well there for the small amount of work you had to do.
Fuck yeah, dude. 4 days a week, 4 days a month, and I was bringing home straight up cash in my pocket, like 12 to 1500.
What did you have to pay your pimp?
Huh? No. I'm on my own pimp, son.
Somebody's taking.
I got meat on my bones. I can talk shit. Yeah,
buddy. Let's be honest, Chris. If 3 of us are locked in the cell, you're the one getting fucked.
Yeah.
He's a fighter.
Dude,
in that scenario, Dave and I would be the Johnson & Johnson.
When Pam and I had to get tested for COVID, shit, when was that? January, I think. I already realized that this guy is definitely not meant for any type of jail. Nope.
No.
That fucking
No.
that stick went in the back of my throat.
Without a doubt. I couldn't handle it.
You know
either.
what though? You'd be like a wild pony just getting ready to be broken. People like that. You would be, dude, you'd be passed around.
Nope.
Yeah. That's I'm the same way, man. I can't put like half my thumb in my mouth without gagging. So I'd be the world's worst. I'd be the most tipping son of a bitch you've ever met in your life.
Yeah.
Can't go any deeper? Nah, that's it, bro. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, I just couldn't do it. Yeah, how deep they put it back there? All the way in the back of your nose?
They did both, first in the throat and then in the
Yeah,
nose.
they do the tonsils and then your nose.
The
But they don't
nose
do
is
it like
just
that anymore. They
ridiculous.
just do the just in the nose.
Yeah, just the top side of the nose. Now
Yeah,
even.
they don't even go deep anymore.
So when you go before they do the swab, do you even blow your nose or you just let it ride?
You have to.
It's just
Yeah.
fucking crunchy up in there.
Yeah.
Big old goober coming out with it.
Oh my god, it's a bloody one. Fucking they pull it out and it's just a string that follows it.
Yeah, it's like all the way down. You give it the old suckle.
Or the lick.
Crunchy. All right, this pod is already a little weird tonight.
My eyes fucking up.
So anything else? I mean, gentlemen, Dave's topics are now ran through. What do we
So
we
that
going
was
to
your
now?
big question.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
I was expecting something else too.
I was expecting like
No.
something fucked up. Like
I just thought
FaceTime, dude, that's normal shit.
That's not normal, man. You can't just call somebody, to me, you can't just you got to know the person, obviously.
I
You can't just-
FaceTime my buddy back home all the time. Like I always catch him as he's at work on the shitter. Always.
I can appreciate that he answers. I mean, I find
Yeah.
that, yeah. I don't know that I'm answering on the shit. Oh, I probably would. Be like, what's up? Obviously, you can see I'm
Mid-push,
busy.
like, "Ah."
Yeah, it depends who it is.
Fucking raisins.
What you doing? Snake handling, son.
Oh, you remember that girl left that big piece of turd in the fucking toilet, Bobby? I'll never forget that my whole life. It's gross. All right.
I think me and Phil were already gone for that. I don't remember that.
Yeah,
I
you
just
don't.
remember you guys' stories.
God, that was a big ass fucking turd. That girl was hurting. She had to have been.
Like, who does that at a party?
Yeah, I know.
Like,
I-
who does that? Like, hey, man, there's a party with literally 150 people in one fucking bathroom.
Yeah.
I'm going to drop a massive log in it and not flush that bitch.
I still tell you, the weirdest thing about it wasn't that somebody took a shit. It happens. The weirdest thing is it wasn't, there was no fucking toilet paper to be found. Like, and I admit it was it looked like a massive fucking dry turd. But that being the case, you still got to fucking give yourself a wipey wipe. I mean, you can't
Yeah.
just fucking pull the panties back up.
No.
Ah.
Your butthole falls out. You still don't. You gotta check it.
Yeah, I mean that thing's been widened a little bit. You got to make sure you get the rim at least.
Yeah.
No, you can't.
Unless it just kind of shoots right out.
And the
then
look on
she
Kim's
knows.
face. The look on Kim's face. Because I mean, like, I don't know. This wasn't on the old pod, so I can tell it. Like, I told him, watch, man, because I watched her go in. He's like, oh, I gotta piss. I'll let her go first. And I was like, watch, man, she's gonna go over there and take a massive shit. Watch. And he's like, nah. So we stand there waiting for a few minutes. It's a girl, so it takes him a little longer at a party. You got to pull the pants down, do the thing. So she comes out looking weird, like just looking like, conspicuous, like something was going on. But now I understand why. So she came out, and I remember going, all right, Kim, your turn. He goes in there, and he comes out like 30 seconds later, like, hell to the no. I was like, what? He's like, she took a massive shit. And I'm like, all right, would you smell it? He's like, no, I see it. I'm like, shut up. If it would have been 1 minute longer, I would have been like, Kim, you took that shit, because that shit would have matched him.
Yeah.
It would have matched up. It's like one to one.
Like how they explain it and what people said, like whatever it came out of, it fucking wrecked it.
Yeah. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. It hurt. Like there is no way she didn't have experience in the back door area. Not a chance. Otherwise, we're taking her to the hospital with a ripped ass.
Yeah.
That's the only way. Like it had the bull front. You know what I mean? Like he
like it turtle headed for like 3 days.
Like 3 days at least. Just like you probably could have heard it if you'd had one of those things to the door, like the little pop. So in the splashdown, there wasn't enough water in there to catch it. So it was like half hanging out. It was fucking so you had to like I had to see it. Like Kim was telling me about it. I was like, all right. So
it was like the Titanic, half underwater and half just sticking straight up in the air.
Here's the worst part. It wasn't that big of a party. There was maybe like 20 people there. And like they could see the commotion. The girl could see the commotion by the bathroom. Like it wasn't like a hidden thing. Like it was, you could see it. So like
and Kim's like, loud as fuck. He probably, that bitch took a shit.
Yeah, like, he did. He came out. He's like, oh hell no. She took a shit and did
that nasty bitch.
But the weirdest part is it became a normal thing because we started to dissect it. You know what I mean? Like, okay, I don't see any toilet paper. There's not enough water from Niagara Falls to wash this down. How's this gonna work out? So fucking the person who was running the party, I don't want to say their name, had to get the, like the cleaner, had to like poke at it to get to go down the fucking to get a flush on it. Because they flushed it 3 times and it was just like it was
you
just
need like you need like a turd knife for that.
Yeah, like
a fucking putty knife that you just chop that bitch up like a piece of sushi.
Did you guys know that that's a fucking thing in some place?
Yes,
places?
I do. I didn't, dude. I heard somebody like I knew somebody like I grew up with somebody that like, why do you guys have this fucking weird ass butter knife by your toilet? Yeah, dude, that's a shit cutter. I'm like, the what now? Yeah, man. You get some massive deuces that sometimes you go, yeah, that bitch ain't gonna go down. So you got to cut it up a little bit. I'm like, your whole family uses that? Yep. I'm like,
here, because number one, nobody's washing their hands before they touch that knife.
No.
Number two, like, oh,
like, but that's the thing. Like, what do? Do you turn around, get down on your hands and knees, and kind of look at it? Like, oh yeah, that's the point of incision.
Is it like a pizza?
Dude, like who fucking does surgery on their shit?
Is it like a standard cut? Like everybody should know where you're supposed to cut it to get maximum efficiency.
Exactly. Like you have to find like its point, like its breaking point. That's the point of contact.
No joke. You wouldn't need more than a shit cutter little butter knife. You didn't need a fucking samurai sword for that fucking turn. I'm telling you now, you'd have to cut through some shit there. So 5 minutes later, when Sasha comes out, I just said who Pausa was. 5 minutes later, when he came out, he had a fucking sweat beads on his forehead and looked like he had just fought Jaws, and it finally went down. His announcement was, I don't know who did that, but next time use toilet paper. There was not a smidge of toilet paper inside. And nobody wipes their ass before they shit. So there had to have been shit on a toilet paper on top of that piece of shit.
Yeah.
So there's no way for the water to wash the toilet paper away and the turd stays. There's no way. It doesn't work.
Unless she wiped and realized that fucker wasn't going down. So she pulled it out with her hand and then panicked and just threw it back in. Washed her hands and left. Like, either way, like just sitting there going, holding the piece of shit in her hand, like not knowing what to do and just freaking out and just throwing it back in.
There's no way at a small party like that where there's literally only 3 rooms in the whole place, including the bathroom, and there was like a place to sit outside
too,
yeah,
like right
exactly. There. So there's no way I'm walking out and leaving that fucking baby turd in there. No way. I'm doing whatever I gotta do. I gotta lose a shoe. It's happening.
Yeah, like how comfortable. Like kudos to that person. Like like you're fucking on boss status with comfortability with yourself. Like not giving a fuck. Like who goes to a party is like, you know what? I'm gonna give birth here and just fucking roll out.
yeah, that's literally what happened. And funny part is, that was at a certain party. There was another party 8 months later. Girl showed up again. Girl showed up. She was there.
Oh God.
She was wearing the same jacket, same scene of the crime jacket. Same scene of the crime. Kim had me rolling that night. Fuck, man. He wouldn't let up about it. I had fucking tears. Like he literally like yelled out loud, "Whoever took that shit, please show me your butthole." No way, man. So yeah, now we're talking about shit on the pod. All right. So yeah, that was
gotta love this highbrow stuff.
But that is new to me. That the shit cutter knife is new to me. I never seen that
That's
before.
the first time I've ever heard of it.
It's blown my fucking mind. Like
where did they keep it at?
I learned this at an early age too.
Where do they keep it at? Is it like a special shit cutter holder or what is
no, like you know how like some houses like in the late 80s, 90s, like American houses, there's like a stand behind the toilet and it's like the shelves.
Yeah.
Like right there. Like it's got like it's like a fucking it's on like a soap dish all by itself, like like isolated from other shit.
Imagine
there's like a soap dish with the turd cutter and then just other extra rolls of toilet paper. Then above that fucking hand towels. Like
imagine
that's where you keep your clean hand towels.
Imagine if you had like a string on your shoe and you were like, "Oh, I use that knife to cut it off." Like, you know, you think
fucking fecal flakes everywhere, dude. Like, oh my god.
You couldn't fucking
brush. I fucking like. I would never want to stay the night and brush my teeth there. Fuck that.
Not only that, but you couldn't wash your fucking hands enough to make you not be grossed out. Yeah, I'd be washing my hands like 25 minutes. Dave, you got to use all the soap? Yes, I have to use all the soap in your house.
Why are you using a puddle outside to brush your teeth? It's cleaner.
Oh shit. So Bobby, are you going to get your shot? Vaccination?
Yeah.
Gonna do it?
Yeah.
I think it'll make your life easier at this point. Sadly, we're
really
running out of options.
I still, to be honest with you, no, I still kind of don't want to do it. But here's the thing: like, they're not. This is all through my work. They're not allowed to make us do it. But in words, it's pretty much like, hey, this is what you're doing.
Yeah, do it.
So, but I'm getting the BioNTech Pfizer version on the 9th, and then exactly 6 weeks later, I'm getting it. So I'll be before July. I'll be fully inoculated.
Yeah. And do you have to get a second booster, Chris?
Not for a while.
Okay. In a year.
I think the next year.
Okay. Yeah, I think this is going to become a yearly thing too.
It is. After you get it, after you go through, like, for the versions that you and I are getting, you get it twice, and then after that, it's just once a year. It's a booster once a year.
And I just wonder with these boosters if they're going to make it like the flu, where they tweak it a little bit.
They're going to have to. Like,
yeah.
And here's the thing, though. Like, this shit's already mutated. How many? Like 6-7 times since it's been. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, that's definitely going to have to.
Yeah, it's pretty bad in it. If you guys seen what's going on in India, it's pretty bad there, man.
Yep.
Like burning people and just makeshift places with. I didn't even know that's what they did there.
That's the reason that they're having so many issues, though, is the way that they're built. Only the rich are able to get the vaccine, and everyone else will have fun.
That's a fucking billion.
It's a fucking super, super, super poor country.
Yeah,
a billion of them, and it really shouldn't be, though, man. They really, it's not poor everywhere.
It depends where you go. Like Mumbai is fucking. That's like high rollers. It's a nice, well-developed city.
Yeah, it's just I don't see like that many people packed that close together. I don't really see a way to get out of it.
No.
So I mean, there's a billion of them, man. That's a lot of vaccinations. If you think you need 2, that's huge. You know,
I think the states are donating a lot.
Yeah, but it's still a lot, man. I think, and one of the shittiest parts is like India is where they make like a lot of the vaccinations at, and they ship them to other places.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, like it's super shitty. Like, well, I have worked with some Indian colleagues, and they were talking about it. Like, there's a huge movement there to not send them out anymore, to not sell them, to give them to the Indian people. You know, that you're making them there.
You should think about you should. I'm a firm believer in that, dude, and I would not hate on any country that says it's like, hey, you know what, we're probably the number one producer right now, but we need to think about us first, because it's like it's the same situation. If you're in a plane, the oxygen mask comes off. What is the number one rule for that? You help yourself before you help somebody else.
Right.
There's a reason for that. That's what keeps you strong and able to keep up and allow you to help people. You know what I mean? Like India over there, if they're really a producer and they're giving away so much. And that was my biggest thing with Germany here. It's like, okay, you are a lot of shit's developed here. A lot of shit. We have a lot of doses. I forget how many, the last time I checked, how many doses that they've actually donated and sent to outside countries, but it's more than what they've done here at that time. And it's like, no, man, you got to think about your people first. Like our economy is what's really carrying the rest of the EU right now. And if you gotta like, it's so weird, like how they're doing shit. Like, I don't know how. I know some of the people I know back home that got their vaccines, they weren't allowed to get vaccine unless they took an actual test that showed that they had the antibody. They had to do an antibody test.
Right.
If they had antibodies, they were not allowed to get the vaccine. They're not doing that here.
Yeah, they are.
I'm gonna go to. No, they're not.
Yeah, they are. Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
I'm telling you right now, they do provide that test. However, you have to go on your own to your house doctor and you have to pay for that. It's not mandatory. You can go get the vaccine without doing it.
But if you've had corona before, you have to say it ahead of time.
Yes.
Otherwise you risk the chance of having higher complications.
But if you are unaware, what is your answer going to be? I'm unaware.
That I will give you. You wouldn't know.
That's why if you look it up, I swear to God, like I'm not making this up. This is legit how it is being done right here. If you just go, if you get an appointment, you can go get vaccinated here. End of story. They don't require anything, any kind of physical proof to show that you have not had it or you don't have any antibodies in you. Right. And yeah, but I'm going to the doctor before I get my test done. I'm going to do that antibody test because that's what's fucking people up and making them sick.
Yeah, true. I think it's worth it. I don't see any problem with that. Yeah. Real quick, I think some of the numbers here that are coming out are quite interesting, and this is definitely something we can chat about for a minute. People given at least one dose in Germany. This is as of doesn't give me a date, but reported yesterday. Okay, so they've given out 40% of the population, so 39.5% has got at least one dose. That's pretty fucking good so far, man. And I think that's why you've seen the numbers drop as they are.
Yep.
Now it's obviously playing a role. And I think it's interesting that 13% of the population is now fully vaccinated. It's really moving along compared to if you think about 2 months ago where we were at, man. We were definitely in the shitter. Just in the last 14 days, 20 million given out total doses.
Yep.
So in 2 weeks, they've done 16% of the population, 15.5% of the population. Totally, to me, incredibly interesting. But if you go to a place like, let's see if I can get the data here. If you go to a place like, India, well, I can't get the data because it's specialized data. Shit. Doesn't matter. So if you go to a place like that where they got 1 billion people, even if they've, vaccinated, I don't know, close to, if they still did the same amount of vaccinations we did, that's not even a drop in the bucket for them. So
no, it's like 2%. If that,
we're talking total different stats, different things to deal with. And, I think Germany is a little more prepared to handle something like this is a good way to put it. And if you watch something on the news in India, it's just terrible how people are dying outside hospitals and, people are crying and begging, for their parents not to die. That shit tugs on my heartstrings, man. I'm not completely cold. I mean, nobody wants to be in that situation, and no human really deserves to be in that situation. But, I agree with you. I think the countries, it sounds shitty to say, but I think those countries should handle that shit first, especially the major economies, which are keeping the world churning. And then start giving out the access.
Exactly. That's what it makes sense. It's not being selfish. It's just being smart.
So this is updated 2 days ago, Bobby. I don't know how well you can see this.
I can't see it at all.
Okay, it's one dose. This is updated 2 days ago. They've given out close to 150 million, but that's still only 10% of the population, close to 11%. So, I mean, that just shows you that in India, they got fully vaccinated 41 million people. That would be half the population here. We would be fucking, ecstatic.
Golden.
But to
Yeah.
them, that's 3% of the population. I mean, people need to realize that, some of these countries, they're not prepared for something like this, at all. And then
Yep.
you see some of the numbers are skewed as well because, like you said, these people aren't reporting if they're sick.
Yep.
If you go to like Africa or you go to some place where it's, not as medically advanced as some of the Western countries, say what you want to say, but that's the truth.
Yeah.
Those people, they just don't go. They can't afford to go, or the doctor's is way too far away. It's like 50
Yeah,
Ks
it's
away.
not readily available.
Mhm.
Like going to a fucking doctor, that could be like a 1 or 2 day trip. If you're really fucked up and sick, you're not gonna even
Yeah.
attempt it.
I mean, that's how good we have it here where we complain like, no, I don't really like my house doctor. I'm going to go find another one that's simply 2 Ks away. These countries, they got one doctor for, 100 K,
Yep.
radius, it's just, it's awful, man. And my heart goes out to these people, but at the same time, I really
Natural
don't think-
selection at its finest.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of souls this has taken a lot of souls. And I think
But has it though?
I don't know how I should comment on that, Bobby.
If you look at the statistic, dude, I mean, the people that have been sick and the people that have died from it, how many people have you know what I mean? Like, it's not.
Yeah. I'll find. Hold
Is
on.
any of that? No, I don't, because I don't trust any of these numbers. Like, oh my God, this person died of COVID. No, they died because they were 96 years old and had fucking lung failure for the last 3 years. That's why
Or
they
the guy
died.
that had a motorcycle accident in the States.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, none of these numbers that you can spit at me, I don't believe it.
And it's not. I mean, okay. Let me say this.
It's
with
all
a
media
very,
propaganda.
Let me say this with a large grain of salt here, because right now it says the numbers that are presented, and let's put a little asterisk next to this and say it's only the numbers we've been given, right, Bobby? Because I'm with you. Like, I don't
Yep.
think this has been tracked that well, and
No.
I think because we all seen that if somebody just had a touch of corona and they died from something else, it still went down as corona death. I agree
Yep.
with you there. We are in agreement there, my friend. So far, there have been 166 million cases of corona, and of those, 3.43 million people have died.
Which is still actually an extremely small amount if you think about
That's
the whole
what I'm
world.
saying. Like, that's if you like when you
Mm.
like, yes, that's a lot of people that died, but I'm talking, look at all the other illnesses and like other pandemics and shit like that, and put it into compare. Like, did a lot of people really, like, all from the amount of people that have been sick and recovered? Like, yes, with any kind of disease or any kind of pandemic, you are going to have deaths. It's inevitable. You cannot avoid it. But when you look at, I'm talking big picture, total numbers, it's
Mhm.
fucking like 1%. That's
Yeah.
that's normal. That's actually the odds are
And I
fucking really good. That's
and I
why
think
don't
people would
understand why
argue-
everybody's shitting their pants.
Right, but I think people would actually argue with you that if the precautions would have been taken, it would have been much worse. Agreement on this or not agreement?
No, I don't agree.
Okay. And the reasons
Just
for that
because
are
Well, dude, we in Germany, they really shit the bed. They acted way too late. By the time it was here, how many people do you know that have died from it?
I don't know them, but I know that.
Okay.
Hold on. I don't know them because I don't know them directly, but my former manager, his 2 parents died of it in England. I know that factually.
I'm talking here in Germany.
I don't know anybody in Germany. I'll be honest. No.
Thank you. Okay.
Okay.
I don't either.
I don't
I
either.
know a couple people. I know 2 people in my work were hospitalized. One of them is because he got the vaccination when he had corona and didn't know it. So
Right.
got sick as fuck and got a lung embolism. The other guy, he had blood pressure, like he had a lot of heart and lung problems. Like his entire respiratory system was already compromised, and he's been fighting it for like the last 10 years. And then he got corona real bad, and they just put him in the hospital as precaution. He came back to work and was like, yeah, it sucked for like a few days, but he's like, wasn't shit. He's like, it's not, know what people are making a fuss about.
Right.
And it's like,
What-
okay, no, I understand why people are making a fuss. I understand like it's different for everybody. There are people that have very, bad cases. But here's the thing. If you really look into it and you go even further, the people are having these kind of complications. It's due to underlying condition that they might have not known about or that they're predisposed to, they did know about. So in my opinion, when you take that into consideration and you add that to the statistics, because that's got to be calculated, in my opinion, then that percentage drops even more. So you're talking all the people that have had it compared to the people that have died from it, you're talking less than 1%. And that's okay. How many people die from flu every year? Fucking a lot more than that.
Right.
I was just about to say that you can't even find those statistics since coronavirus has come out.
Exactly, because
can't
it's
find
all
anything
they
about the
chalk
flu.
it all up to corona, and I think it's a total bullshit. That's why, like, all those numbers, like, oh my god, all these people are dying from corona. No, they're not. Don't be a dum dum. It's just the fucking media propaganda. That's all it is. Because it's not. If you do an actual, like, what is it? When you autopsy, yeah, somebody might have corona in their system, or maybe not, or maybe they do have corona in their system, but the cause of death was a fucking massive heart attack. Is that linked to corona? Don't think so. I don't know.
You would ask yourself, did corona speed up the process?
Again, I don't, because like the people that I read about that are dying or hear about, oh my god, he was 89 years old and corona took him. No, he didn't. Fucking natural causes took him, dude. Don't be naive.
Well,
Like,
if you have heart issues, then we know that this causes heavy breathing, stress, and I'm guessing
Yes.
that helped it. So I'm thinking that's why they kick it to that pile. But if for your basic, what you're saying, we are in somewhat agreement. I agree. So
Yeah.
I hear what you're saying completely, and I definitely think this has been the case of mass hysteria.
Yes, it's definitely like
Yeah.
this shows like we're fucking, there's puppeteers in the background just laughing at us.
Yeah.
It's like
You know
the
what I
Truman
mean?
Show.
And just fucking making billions off of it.
So staying on this topic real quick, what do you think, what pandemic killed the most people in the world?
See, here's the thing. It's kind of hard because when you go back to those days, like the Black Plague, from percentage wise, I would say that. But when you look at the amount of people, it's not that much because the actual world population back then wasn't fucking anything compared to what it is now. So you have to start factoring in that kind of stuff. But I would say Spanish flu or the Black Plague.
It was the Black Plague. The top three in the world of the top five were caused by some form of the Black Plague, right?
Mm-hmm.
The plague of
Ebola?
No, actually not even close.
Really?
No, because Ebola kills too fast.
Okay.
You need something that takes the time to infest somebody so they can make somebody else sick. Ebola is a 3-day disease and it gets in there and you're done. Like that's the problem. That's the thing with this coronavirus. If it mutates too quickly, because I like watching this shit. So if it mutates too quickly, then it'll kill itself out because it kills the host too quickly and it can't spread to somebody new, right? You got to be able to make other people sick, right? And the killer thing with corona, what they were so concerned is it takes a week for you to even know you fucking have it. So by that time, this is at the beginning, of course. By that time, you've come across 30, 40, 50 people easily, and maybe they have it and they come across people and it spreads. But if corona was like a killer of 1 or 2 days, it would have burnt itself out already. It's just not, you can't infect people too quickly. But the Black Plague is something like corona in a way that it takes 4, 5, 6 days before you know you're sick. And if you think back to those times, they didn't have any idea what quarantine was or wearing a mask. You know what I mean? So
they were, yeah. The doctors wore masks, like those weird ass masks.
Yeah. So the number one was the plague of Justinian, right? So that's 500 CE, right? So that killed an estimated 30 to 50 million people, which at that time was probably half the world population.
Probably.
right? So the
That's
next,
conservatively, yeah.
right, of course. So it killed people in Europe, Asia, North Africa, and Arabia at the time. Number two was the Black Plague. Everybody's always heard about this in Europe. 1347. In just 4 years, it killed 200 million people.
That's insane.
It is, and Corona's at, what did I say? 3 million.
Yep.
This is crazy.
That's what I mean. Like that's what.
Yeah, it's number three was the Great Plague of London. So unfortunately, London has had the thing where the plague never really went away there. It just came back every 10 years. And this one was so bad that it killed 20% of the men, women, and children living in the British capital. Yeah. So they basically had to lock these people away. If they knew you were sick, they locked you away in a dungeon room until you either got better or you died. That's rough, if you ask me.
And with those conditions and how it was back in those days, it was almost a certain death.
Mm.
Yeah.
Like if you survived that, you should have been crowned king because you were the baddest ass of all of them.
Yeah, I would say so. Like you come out, you're like, nothing can kill me now.
You're like, bitch, I'm
Nothing.
Jesus.
Number one,
I rose again.
Number four is one that absolutely frightens me. If you see people with the disease, smallpox.
Yeah,
this wiped out. This is the 15th century. It wiped out Mexico's population. It went from 11 million people to 1 million people in 2 years.
Jesus.
Yeah. So it wiped out the population there. So that's a pretty nasty one. And the last one is one that just sounds awful to me. What is that? Cholera?
Yeah, cholera.
Yeah. Where you basically shit yourself to death. So, and that was number 5. And that
was
was
like
also,
the bubonic plague.
Yeah, that was also England. It killed tens of thousands of people and basically caused the drinking water to be unusable. So, yeah. So we live in an age now where we can bitch and complain because we can't go to the movie theaters anymore. But back then, you couldn't use your fucking drinking water, or wipes out, if there's 10 of us, 9 of us are dead in Mexico in that time. That's crazy. And if you ever see somebody with smallpox, man, it looks nasty.
Yeah.
So I'm not interested in that.
I've only seen pictures and stuff like that. I've never seen anybody in person or anything like
either.
that.
Yeah.
Thank God.
And I don't want to. I'll put it that way. I'm good.
You should be vaccinated against it.
Of course, I am.
Here's the thing, though, dude. Like, with this whole thing with us getting these with the vaccines, it's like, well, what? Oh, you're gonna need to have your vaccination pass. I'm like, that's weird. I don't think I have one. I've been here fucking 11 years and I don't remember the last time I've been vaccinated. It's obviously like
should give you a
years
new one.
ago when I was in the States. No, yeah, I have to get a new one. I have to purchase a new one. But however,
mine is
I'm not
just a little
vaccinated.
white card.
I'm not vaccinated at all, dude. Like, I don't know. I have nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That doctor's gonna see that and go, awesome. Let me go get my bankroll real quick.
Yeah. Let me go get this huge. What's the one you get in your butt? What's the one you get in your butt cheek? That's like this fucking thick around the needle is. We got it in basic training. Oh,
you're talking about the fucking penicillin shot.
Is it penicillin?
Yeah.
It's fucking
the one where you just see everyone start dropping next to you.
Yeah. It's fucking awful, man. I thought that bitch hit my bone.
About it.
That bitch who gave me a shot in the ass cheek. That bitch who got me an ass cheek, she gave me one in the ass cheek. I thought she hit my fucking spine. I was like, oh, you hit my spine. That shit hurt so bad. And you had a fucking, like a goddamn marble on your ass cheek for at least 3 or 4 days. So you get a sore ass cheek because you're sitting on the other one the whole time.
Yeah.
Man, thought I had a second asshole. That shit hurt so bad.
If you
the night that I got that shot, I actually was on the top bunk and forgot and jumped down to go piss. And that was a mistake that I had learned real quick.
I don't know if any of your parents might have. If you look at older people, they have like a weird ass scar on their arm.
Mm-hmm.
That's from smallpox vaccination. They used to do it differently. It was like a fucking glass cutter that's how they got vaccinated for smallpox.
Mm-hmm.
It's fucking like, that's crazy. I mean, like, if you think about like the leaps and bounds that have been made and how vaccinations and stuff like that have been administered. It's insane.
That's why I can't talk to anti-vaxxers. I can't talk to them.
Yeah,
I can't, because it doesn't make sense to me. So I just, they could say everything they want to say about mercury and all this other shit. I don't want to hear.
who cares?
Yeah. If you see how somebody dies from smallpox or something awful like that, or what's the other one? What's the other one that's wiped out? Polio?
The polio.
Was
that
that
was
the one that
fucking pretty much eradicated, and then it made a comeback somewhere.
right?
Wasn't that like a place in Wisconsin or something like that?
Could have been. I really don't know.
No, there was like some place like where there was like a fucking polio outbreak.
Right.
I don't remember. Weird.
All right. So they basically say, interesting enough, the diseases that have been wiped out in the US, this is only the US. Smallpox, polio, something I've never heard of, diphtheria, mumps,
Diphtheria, yeah.
measles, and rubella.
Rubella.
Yep. In which, I'll be honest with you, the last 4, I probably have a vaccination for them, but I have no idea what they are.
Yeah. Well, it's like a thing that you got, like your MMR shot. You had to get that like when you were 12, like I forget, like when before you went to high school and shit like that. You got it like in multiple stages. But that's the thing. Like here, I don't know if they have chicken pox vaccinations. They have a vaccination for chicken pox. And I laughed my ass off. I was telling my kids, I was like, you know how we dealt with chicken pox when I was a kid? Oh, Tommy has chicken pox. Guess what? We're sending all our kids over there. And that's what happened. Like you had a play date with whoever had chicken pox. So everybody fucking got it, because it's way better to get it as a kid than an adult. So they used to do that. I guarantee that's what happened with you guys as well. Like you probably had chicken pox as a kid. Because your parents were assholes and sent you somewhere on purpose to get it.
Yeah, I had it. I know I had it. I remember I got it in school. I think I was in maybe first grade, and then they put the fucking calamine lotion on.
Yep, the calamine lotion.
Banana bath or whatever the hell that was. Yeah.
What was funny is I don't think my sister. I don't remember. I don't know what happened with my sister with it, but my mom sent me somewhere. I got it. But then she fucked up and forgot that she had never had it. So she got it the same time, like just shortly after I did. So we were both just sitting there miserable.
Right. So, like, did you know what polio like infects the brain and the spinal cord? I had no idea about that.
Fucking kids in those, what was it? The iron lungs?
That's what I was thinking of, the iron lung. Yeah.
Yep.
Man.
I had no idea that it really affects. I just remember, Truman had it.
Yeah. So this is the ones that we're supposed to get vaccinated for, right? Polio, tetanus.
Yep.
You get vaccinated for that. You should get the flu, but I haven't for years. Hepatitis B. Hepatitis A. Rubella. HIV. What is HIV?
HIV?
HIV. I know, right? No, not HIV. HIV.
Damn.
Oh, it's a meningitis thing. HIV. Measles.
Okay.
Whooping cough. When's the last time you fucking heard that? Whooping cough. The fuck?
It's like
scarlet fever.
Parents, when our parents were kids.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, it can be deadly for babies. That's why they get the shot for it. Pneumococcal disease. That's a weird one to say. Rotavirus, mumps, chickenpox, and like you said, the diphtheria. I'm probably butchering
diphtheria.
That. Yeah. Wow. Okay. That's all the ones you get. So you're supposed to get 14 shots before you're. What's the last one say here? Before you're 4 to 6 years old is the last shot you get on this. You get each one of those. You should get a series of 4. That's a lot of fucking shots. It's a lot of juice running in you.
It is.
But I'd rather get that than fucking whooping cough. So, yeah.
Or polio.
What's the worst one on there? Polio? I think polio. That's probably polio.
Yeah, like, do they even, like, where the fuck's iron lung at? Do they even have those anymore?
I don't think.
Guys, sorry. Those have been gone since the 1920s. You're fucked.
We melted them down already.
Yeah, like, you're fucked. We spent that shit in the war. Which one? You pick them.
It says here polio is still in other countries. It's still in developing world. It's still a
Yeah, I can
dangerous
imagine that
thing.
like in any kind of like in not just like the continent of Asia is probably widely spread in a lot of parts in Africa that's very underdeveloped. I can imagine shit like that being there just because they don't have access or the funds to, you know, to do that.
Yeah. Where does it spread? It spreads in the stool of an infected person, droplets from sneeze or boogies, or a cough in an
Okay.
infected person. Yeah. So it's basically spread by coughing. And what's weird is it's not as deadly as we think. It's much like the coronavirus, and like some people, 25 people out of 100, so 1 in 4 will have flu-like symptoms.
Yeah, but it
And
can
then that's it.
fucking cripple you though.
Yeah, it
That's
says
the-
about 1 out of 200 people get crippling.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's the
And-
thing that freaks me out.
Yeah, me too. I'm good. I don't want to look like Chris. Like I'm a big guy and I could probably use to lose a few pounds, let's be honest, but I don't want to look like this poor guy. You know what
Yeah,
I
man,
mean?
those sunken eyes would not look good on you.
I'm almost
Awesome.
going to tell you, Bobby, drive by so we go
Awesome.
down there and make him a sandwich. Why isn't she feeding you? What is she
Oh my
doing?
God, she does. Ah,
Blink 3 times fast if she's harming you.
Is her cooking that bad, dude?
Dad?
oh,
Oh, sorry, Pam. We're just kidding.
All right, Chris, let me ask you.
Well, I am. I don't know about Dave.
what's up?
I'm not. So what's Pam's best dish? What does she cook the best? What Pam, you come home.
I love how he looks over. He's like, "Oh, this is fucked up." Y'all put me on the spot. She's gonna listen to this and watch me look over and know exactly those motherfuckers.
If Pam tells you, wisey wise, I'm making this for you when you get home. And you're gonna
So
be
it's
like,
either going to
"Fuck yeah."
be her noodle salad or her mashed potatoes.
This motherfucker said noodle salad or mashed potatoes.
Yes.
I said dish,
her
man,
potato
not something
salad.
my fucking kid can make.
Yeah, fucking side, son.
If
That just wets your whistle.
I'm the one that the majority of the time cooks.
Oh
We're
shit!
We're gonna get
I
him
love
so
how he had
fucked.
it like he half-assed that one so hard. He's like, I'm just stand looking up. He hiding. Pam, we caught him. Don't worry, we got
Yeah.
you, girl.
We got you. He's like, Pam makes the killer hot dogs and beans. So what do you make that's so fantastic? Like if Pam was on here, we were like Pams. Like what does Chris makes that's tasty?
If you say
Anything
hot
but
dogs, I'm
shrimp.
kicking you off the call.
Yeah. Hot dogs and mac and cheese. Kraft.
Oh,
Out of the box.
I
goddamn.
cut them their fish sticks up.
So what do you make that's so fantastic, Chris?
No, I make an awesome vegetable shrimp
That sounds awful.
noodle dish. It's delicious.
If you'd have said pasta Alfredes, I'd have been like, all right. Now you're talking about vegetables and shit. Nobody wants to eat vegetables. Does Bobby look like he wants to eat vegetables? I know I don't.
I actually eat a lot of vegetables.
I know you do. You're trying
I
to
love vegetables.
You're on this asparagus thing. You just like the way your piss smells after you eat asparagus. That's it.
Well, it's funnier that way
Oh.
when you pee on people.
It is.
Oh,
It's
taste
even
that.
more fun when you have to take a piss test.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
Why?
You let that shit build up, it gets sent back to the States. One, it's already like fermented by the time that it gets back there, and then it's got that nice asparagus.
Does it really?
Smells
Like you guys don't have the means to fucking test
No.
there? Jesus Christ.
Not allowed to.
Why?
I don't know, buddy. I don't make the fucking rules. I just live by them. But it would be
That- like,
funny if
that
they
makes-
pop that
See,
top.
that's ridiculous though. Like,
Oh, fuck.
because there's so much logistical
What is that? Asparagus in 40 ounce? Oh, it's awful.
like, oh my god, Saint Ides and fucking baked beans. What the fuck?
Asparagus and coffee piss. Ah.
Oh, yummy.
Ah,
Oh, I always do that. I always drink when I know that I have to take a piss test is instead of water, go get me coffee.
You're one of the worst people on planet Earth.
I know.
I thought you guys were saying that is because like somebody has to like physically hold a cup for you. So like they're just sitting there like, oh my god, oh,
No, but-
oh,
No,
stop.
but they have
Oh.
to. No, but they have to make eye contact with the tip of your dick into the container.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, they literally do, man. I'm not bullshitting.
Bobby would be the guy that would always be volunteering, like, I'll do it.
And there's different people in there. Sometimes you go in there and they're like, man, just piss in the cup. Because they don't want to see your shit, but there are people that are like,
Yeah.
right in there, like nice, making weird comments and shit.
See, that would be me. I'd be like, come on, big dog, flop it out. And they'd be like,
I
what?
think we've talked about that before, Dave. If
Yeah.
I'm not mistaken, because we were talking about the one where we all thought that, or it looked like we had all been raped after we came out of the piss test.
We have been. When what's his name put his hand on my hip when I was pissing, I was like, bro, like, see, I don't freeze up.
Done. I would have stopped. I freeze up.
I know.
Yeah, we've talked about that. Yeah, but I know that we've talked about
Yeah,
this because
we did.
that was Bobby's response.
And there was a dude in there who was like, no, you can't finish pissing until you put the top on the cup and put it. I was like, bitch, if you don't get the fuck out of the way, I'm gonna piss on you. Like, when I'm going full stream, there's no cutting the river off. It's coming. And it's either coming on you or it's coming in the fucking toilet. You make your choice. All right, man, go ahead and finish. Thanks, dude. Like, what the fuck? Like, fucking weirdo. Like,
I would say 9 out of 10 times when I have to take a piss test, I always have to shit, which means that the observer has to stay there and take it all in.
No, you do that?
Oh, yes.
Like with the door open, like you just stare them down and just be like,
no,
you still want this bitch?
I'll put the bottle of piss on the ground and they have to watch it the whole time.
Yeah, because they can't.
They have to make sure that I don't manipulate it at all. So I put the top on, lay it down so that they can see it, and then I go in and take a shit and they have to enjoy that smell.
I hope you look him in the eye the whole time.
Yeah.
Look. Like while you're wiping your ass, he's looking you right in the eye. Like, hand me them wet wipes, bro.
This money today, son.
Hand me them wet wipes, bro. Can you pull me out a wetty wipe?
Oh.
Nice. We have just had an excellent podcast tonight. We're talking about diseases.
We started with shit, and now we're ending in shit. This is great.
So where we are, we're covered in shit this week.
Main thing is we always come back full circle. You know what I mean? Like that's the main thing.
We do. I know that a couple of my colleagues have started the podcast from zero and have enjoyed the podcasts we had last year. And they're continuing on. So I know we do have some new listeners going on. So whenever they make it this point, know that I mentioned you. Yeah, man. So I just hope that people, we're going to start weekly putting the podcast back on. That's for sure. And yeah, next week, I think Harry should be back next week as well. So should be a reunion of the four of us.
I'll try to get a foursome.
We're going to have foursome.
Ooh, wait a minute. Next week's going to be tough.
No,
I can't Friday.
Yeah, Bobby won't be there.
I can do Thursday.
I can't. I got nights, maybe. Or Betroops, I don't know.
We'll figure it out after the pod.
Something out.
We'll figure it out. We'll bring some. We'll bring some. We'll get our tongues in your ears. Don't worry about it. Some way.
Worst case scenario, we can do maybe like a Sunday afternoon, real quick, or early evening.
Yeah, that's fine by me. We'll figure something out. Like I said, we'll make it happen. Yeah. Anything else this week, guys?
I got nothing.
No, neither.
Oh wow! Did you change your own name?
You just now seeing that?
Yeah, because I went to do something. Yeah. So all right, then let's call it a week, guys.
Oh, what's coming?
Nothing bad. Yeah. So let's call it a week, and we'll come back next week, bigger, stronger, drink our Gatorade, and coming strong somehow, some way. Right.
Sounds good.
All right.
Perfect.
You know where to find us, correct, Bobby? You do this.
Yes.
You do this better than I do.
Please. You know where to find us. If you're listening to us, you obviously found us. So do us a favor and share us, please. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button.
Yep.
Either on whatever podcast platform you use.
I was going to say everywhere. Everywhere.
Yeah. Everywhere. Also YouTube, podcasts, because we have people that listen that do only audio. We also have people that do only video. So please.
Yeah. Please do.
Like, share, subscribe, share it.
All right. Well, then I will see you fellows next week. We will talk to everybody next week, and I would say have a week.
Yep,
Later,
have a good one.
guys. Bye.
Bye.